All right, so with any image or I guess you could do a video even as you're working. So kind of if you wanted to have a zooming effect, you could apply the same principle that we're going to do here. All right, so I'm going to go to my project panel here. I'm going to find the logo. All right, so I'm going to first drag it over. All right, there's nothing new there. All right, so and it actually starts at a good size. All right, so what we want to do is we want to create what's called a keyframe. All right, we talked about in I think some of the definitions how a keyframe establishes a point of change. All right, and I think for the project I did kind of modify the one section. We want to make it, I think I want your logo to change over, I think I said 8 seconds or 10 seconds. Whatever it is, I'll double check on there. But to change the duration to a specific time, we can right click and go to speed and duration. All right, so right in here, I can change that. So if I want this to be 10 seconds, how would we read that time code? What's it going to say there? What should I change? I know that's kind of small.
The second to last thing.
The second to last. Okay, good. So we would make, so it's going to be 00, semicolon 00, or 00 rather, semicolon 10, and then 00. All right, so that made the duration of this logo exactly 10 seconds. All right, so now we just made it last longer. But now we want to say at 5 seconds, I think is what I asked in there, that we want this to start getting bigger. All right, or actually maybe probably more like 3 seconds. So it's kind of small, and then by 5 seconds it's going to be larger. So in order to give anything the potential to be animated, all right, we have these stopwatches in your effects control. All right, so if you were in assembly, you wouldn't be seeing that menu. You have to go to editing. All right, yet we want to make sure that that image is selected. All right, and then we're going to say we want to animate by turning on that stopwatch. All right, so right at that point there, it's going to be setting a keyframe or a point of change. All right, so in here I can also move these keyframes. So if I decide that I want to be at a different point, we can do that. We have a mini zoom in here, but this is just looking at the duration of that animation itself. All right, so it would be nice if it kind of showed you like that this was 10 seconds and we could go to a specific point in there. All right, but it doesn't. So really, actually, we should have pressed the stopwatch at the beginning of this. So what I'm going to do is just move this keyframe over. So what it's saying is at 0 seconds, or the beginning of this little clip, it's at 100%. Now if I go over, and I'm kind of guessing here, I mean I could use math to determine where exactly 5 seconds was, because if I look here, 2:36, so I could say 2:41, right? Because 36 and 5 is 41. So exactly at that point, now I can just press the diamond here to add a keyframe, and now I'm going to enlarge that scale factor. All right, so now I can see, and visually on the timeline, I can see that we have a starting point and an ending point, and now when I scrub through, we have it getting larger up to that point, and then it's going to stay that way till the end. All right, then we could do the same thing with fading or opacity to make it fade out, but we found that it's a lot easier. We can just apply a transition on here of making it fade out, or like a dissolve. So I'm going to go to the effects. I'm going to go to my video transitions, dissolve, cross dissolve. All right, and now we can see that if we play this to the end, it's going to fade out. All right, but I could have done that also You know, if you really want to stop using kind of presets, I could also go in here, and if I wanted that to fade out, I could keyframe my opacity, actually, which it's turned on there. I would say it's 100% here, that's the default. Then I could go to the end, and I could, I guess I went too far there. I could just make that value 0 there, and it's going to basically do the same thing. So that would allow you to control that a little bit more. All right. The other thing that I wanted to talk about today, or just that I did add to the project that I think makes it seem a little more professional, is fading out the audio. All right, and I'm going to do that the same way as I just did with my image fading out, because you know we're looking for 30 seconds to about 3 minutes, and instead of the song just kind of dragging out. All right, so let's see if I unmute this, and I'll delete my, I did have this transition at the end. So if I play it here, it just cuts off like abruptly, right? So instead, if I go to audio effects, audio transitions, crossfade, and then exponential fade as it's called here. Now if I play this, it just fades out. All right, that sounds a little better, right? So those are the two things that I have added to this project. Just some minor touches, I think, that do give you a nice kind of polished finish to it. I'll show you right here in, where am I looking? Projects. And then if I go to, yep, synchronized slideshow. So I just want to make sure exactly where I told you. All right, so I did say 10 seconds, all right? The DVC logo is 10 seconds. It gets bigger at 5 seconds and fades out. All right, and I don't know, let's see, music. I would like your music to fade out also. So where should I put that in here? I'll say, just adds here, music fades out. All right.